Alright, let's see if that works. Can you read that screen there? There we go. With the replay, just tap on the screen for hearts. I appreciate that. That's what I'm going to be talking about today in one context and something else besides that in a minute. So thank you for joining me. Here, there we go. Now it's coming in. Oops. Put my book down so I can actually get to it again. Hi, thank you for joining me. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, my name is Barry Selby and I do a daily love scope. And today's topic in the Perry 10K group, which I'm part of, ignited this topic in me. So I want to speak about this now. So before I get to that, thanks for coming in. If you're here for the first time, please make sure you do tap on follow me. So tap on the little guy in the corner. I don't remember which way around it is. Tap on the guy in the corner. Tap on follow me. Also, please share this on Twitter and invite your followers to Periscope, because this stuff will change your life. Sound pretty good? Thanks for coming in, and thanks for inviting followers from RG1. There are some folks I think are going to come join me, because we just did a 2-hour share-a-thon in Perry 10K, and if you don't know about Perry 10K, I'll tell you about that at the end. But thanks for joining in the scope. I want to talk about what I talked about earlier, but in greater detail, particularly around the relationship context, because this is what I want to talk about. For those who don't know me, my name, thanks for coming in, by the way. Thanks for tapping on the screen for hearts. I appreciate tapping the screen because I'm going towards my 200,000 hearts now. It's my next tier of accomplishment in the heart realm. So my name is Barry Selby. I am the heartbreak repair specialist, and I am passionate about helping my clients attract amazing relationships, and part of that is communication. So in today's share-a-thon, we talked about the art of communication. I'm speaking communication. I forgot what it was now. But what I want to talk about is the ability to communicate in a relationship. And I did touch on some other pieces along the way, and I'm going to dive right in because you're joining in and tap on the screen. Thank you again. If you're here for the first time, please tap on the little guy and tap follow me. If you haven't been here before, please tap in and say hi and where you're from, and I'll say hi to you because I want to interact with you as well. But I want to talk about some fundamentals of communicating in a relationship. And the communication relationship, we forget, is two-way. Riverside, you're local. Okay, I'm in LA, Los Angeles, that is. Yeah, there's some people who are on the Periscope Perry 10K share-a-thon who are also local and they just found out, so we're going to try and find a way to meet up. And if you haven't heard about Perry 10K, if you're a speaker, coach, teacher, you want to be in the Perry 10K group. Hi Ian, good to have you here, all the way from Paris. So this one is a continuation of what I shared in the share-a-thon for the Perry 10K group. And I'll start with the top, which I showed. And if you look at my title in Periscope, I did do a little indication in my iconography on my emojis, which is 2 ears, 1 mouth. Because that's the thing we forget, is when we're in communication with anybody, and this is a romantic relationship or any relationship, communication-wise, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth, which for me is very symbolic. It's letting us know that we should listen twice as much as we talk. That's a good way to live life, period, to be honest. But beyond that is the ability to hear what's being said. And what I talked about in my previous share-a-thon scope, and I'll say it here, yes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. So that gives you the opportunity to listen more than you speak. At the same time, we are, I don't say trained, but we by default learn a habit. English, yes. Living in the States, yes. So I'll answer your question. When we listen, we tend to start preparing our answer to what they're being said before they finish communicating. So they're talking like this, and we're preparing our communication to come back to them. And before the communication's landed in our ear, we're already starting to talk back at what they're saying. That's incomplete. And it's ineffective too. If you want to have a really healthy communication in your relationships, it will be wise for you to learn to listen more. In the chapter I showed on the screen, which is chapter 6:15, see that's sharpen up, there you go. He said, she said, it's pointless. Well, thank you so much. Well, yeah, I'm from England, but I don't do that language anymore. So I trust you being funny, because if you're not being funny, you're out. You know, just being clear about this. I don't deal with trolls well. Or I should say, I don't give trolls much space on my scopes. The ability to listen to somebody speak. Now, men, if you're watching this scope, you need to hear this part more than anybody else. Ladies, listen along, and I think you'll agree with this on this part. In relationship, intimate relationship, physical, human relationship, man and woman, intimacy. I'm talking about that to the straight relationship versus gay in this context. Although it can happen in gay relationships too, but this is for the men and the women. When a woman is in her upset and frustration and venting, you as a man can serve her best if you want to stay in the relationship. First of all, by not running away. Don't do that. 2, not trying to fix anything. Your job is not to respond and answer and get things done when she's talking. Your job is to listen. That's all. It's the easiest thing to do, but hardest thing for us to remember to do. So for men, your opportunity to support your woman, to have an amazing connection and relationship with her, this is a passionate, powerful relationship skill you can learn that will change your life and your partner's life. When your woman, yeah, exactly, don't run. When your woman is upset and is venting at you, she's venting actually through you, not at you, which is a key difference. Your opportunity, your gift, is to stay solidly planted and present with her, to let her speak and to let it go through you. You don't have to remember everything she said. That's not your job. Your job is to remember all the stuff, and your job is absolutely not to try and fix her. If you come up with solutions, you're losing. If you try to fix it, unless she asks you for a solution, which you won't do in this usual context, she wants to get it out of her system. It's like throwing up, literally, emotionally, mentally. When she's throwing up this way, then she can release it and be done with it. Your best service to her, if you truly want to help her, is to let it come out, listen to it, let it go past you. If you try to fix it, as one of my teachers, Alison Armstrong, talks about this, if you try to help her or solve or try to reflect back to her, it's like putting if someone's throwing up, trying to pour it back down their mouth. You know how gross that sounds? That's how gross it is to do that with that. They never ask for anything, it is always a vent. That's the thing. And that's the point. It's like they're boiled over, and your job, your service to her is to let her vent and let it boil over. Because when she knows that you don't run away first, that you weather her storm with solid presence, not fighting against it, but to be present with it, the trust level between you will skyrocket. Seriously, it will. Okay, I appreciate that. No problem. No apology required, but that's what I'm about. It's also important not to be dumped on verbally consistently. Absolutely true. If you're having to listen to your woman vent all the time, that's a different story. I'm talking about when she gets to the point, ideally, occasionally, because most women are normally able to handle life, then something just pushes them off the edge. So if you're being vented at day and night, that's a different conversation. That may be a good time to leave, because that's verbal abuse. But if your partner, your woman, is venting upset and distress and needs to get it out, you'll be supportive of her. Hi, Gail, nice to have you here. It's late. Oh, it's not midnight yet. You're still awake. If she is upset and venting and releasing all that upset and distress, and it's toxicity basically, you as a man can be the most powerful support for her. Definitely, watch this. Although I haven't got that far yet, so you still catch it as I go through this. Hey, Gail. If you are, as the man, stay present, stay grounded, and let her vent without flinching, well, you might flinch a little bit, but not like trying to stop her, react to her, or trying to control, or trying to fix her, she will be absolutely free after that. She'll be trusting of you more. She'll probably love you more. You may get a lot of benefits out of that, by the way, just a little key to the wise too. But for women, I want to say this. If a man does that for you, how does that feel? If a man's present for you and stays present in the space, lets you vent and absolutely listens to you, lets it out. So ladies, I'd like you to get your input on this. For any men watching the scope, so you can get feedback from the ladies, because I won't just tell you this. I'd like to hear from the women and the men about this. Okay, great. Thank you, Gail. That's Gail, yes. That's a powerful piece. Now, I didn't invent this. This piece I learned from one of my teachers, Alison Armstrong, so I'll give her props. Alison Armstrong teaches Understanding Men and Satisfying Women, Instinct with Opposite Sex, Queen's Code, Queen's Code, Hero's Journey. She has a bunch of programs for men and women. She's really good, and I love her work. So I interpret it into my work. So this is a potent piece, a powerful piece. There you go. You feel free and accepted and loved. Absolutely. Yeah, I love Alison Armstrong's work too. I participate every couple of months in a co-ed salon from her work with a bunch of people who graduated. So I love getting into this topic and discussing it. I'm just a participant in that work because it's so good to hear it, and it's so good to discuss this. So yeah, there's another one coming up in a couple of weeks here in LA. So that's a piece of the puzzle. Second point I mentioned at the beginning, I'll go back to cover that, is that again, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So our opportunity is to listen more than we speak. But I want to qualify this again for those who are coming in a bit later. Listening, oh yeah, of course, are great. Well, you can do her stuff. You can do stuff online. She does have like some audio programs you can listen to. I actually have a bunch of her CDs I've listened to, which gets me qualification to be in her offline programs. But fly to the States one time. Come and play at the West Coast. Good to see you. Oh, well, you come back. You came back in. So let me go back and recap the first 2 points before this. First of all, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth, which means listen more than you speak. And the second piece, which is part 1A in a way, is when you are listening, listen to somebody talking until they finish. We are reactive most of the time, so we're already building a response to somebody. Can you? Can I what? Take a look and we'll do that. Oh, you can, yes. Sorry, different context. I'm not sure I'm on track. Yeah, scale. Online programs. Right. Parallel conversations, that's not easy for me to do as a guy because we're usually single focused. So when you're in conversation and you're listening to somebody speak, your ability to listen to them fully means you don't respond, react, or say anything until they complete. Now, there could be an awkward silence at the end of that because you're now listening to what they've said, interpreting it, come up with a response after they finish, which could take 10 seconds. It's a retraining for you and for everybody you talk to when you do that. Yeah, I understand there's a delay. I know it's this technology thing. I mean, we've had 2 days of Periscope glitches too, where Periscope was down for like an hour and a half, 2 hours yesterday for some people, and then it was down today for some people too in the UK. So it messed up people today. I think Periscope's going through growing pains, frankly. They need more servers and more power because they have so much load building on their servers now. Anyway, that's technical. So again, the reminder about when you're listening to somebody speak, I know I'm pounding this point home because it's so vital. We tend to react to somebody speaking before they finish talking, which is incomplete. So thank you, Gail, for sharing. When you're listening to somebody, do yourself and them the favor and give them the benefit of listening till they finish. So when someone's talking, think about what they said, try and answer it, you just take it all in. And as you're listening, you may be tempted to come up with an answer, but they haven't finished yet. Can you stretch and be able to listen to them till they complete? So then you have the full statement and communication in your inbox, as it were. Then you can look at what they've said and say, okay, how do I respond to the whole thing? Because we tend to start answering before they even start, because they may say like 3 points in this sentence. The first point we react to is we're already trying to create a response. We didn't hear the second 2 points. It's more than that. That's the kind of the example I'm going to use. But that's what happens. We tend to get caught up in, oh, cool. Okay, thanks for having people joining and sharing. What if what you were listening to is a barrage of insults? Walk away. This came up in the previous thing about when men listen to women venting and sharing that piece I said earlier. If you're being verbally abused, get your butt out of there. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about honest, open communication. There may be emotion with it. Have you covered rehashing yet? I dislike it when my man does that. Oh, that's another conversational topic. When someone doesn't have a new point to make, it's really tiring. So definitely agree with you on that one. But again, back to what Gail was asking about. Was it Gail or somebody asked about verbal abuse? I am absolutely one thing that pains me most is seeing people put up with abuse on any level. Physical, emotional, mental abuse, emotional abuse, which that is almost abusive. Rehashing can be like that because it's so, frustrating. So that's the thing, is you've got to use your own, divining rod, your own guidance system to feel if what you're being shared with you is constructive or not. Constructive communication is wonderful. Destructive communication sucks. You're lucky your fella let stuff go. Good. Smart woman. But this is the thing. Conversation, and that's why I love Periscope selectively. I have some people I follow, like Gail, and a bunch of other people I follow, who are absolutely constructive in what they share, additive to the conversation. They make watching Periscope a pleasure because I'm learning things from them. If I see people on Periscope just complain about their lives, in fact, there's one person in particular who I saw recently doing that, I was like, I can't follow their scopes because there's nothing valuable there. I want to share something to help them with. And if they want to come and coach me as a client, I will help them. And, communication is difficult when people are upset. This is the key. And this is the differentiation between men and women, so I want to clarify this. And this is work I've done with what I said with Alison Armstrong. When a woman is upset and venting, her message is not to be landing on you so you understand it as a man. It's to hear it so that she's received. And so she's felt and she's appreciated. Because a man who listens to a woman vent and upset and share her pain, not every day, not every minute, but shares it when it boils over, when he stays present with her and lets it come out, it will eventually pass and go through. First of all, if he stays present and doesn't run away and also doesn't try to react or fix. Dangerous things to do for a man in that place, because we naturally are fixers. We want to fix and solve problems. So when you're upset and venting, ladies, at us as men, our opportunity to be listening without trying to fix, without trying to respond, without trying to answer, unless you ask for it, and you want to vent it and let it out, when you finish venting it out and we're still here, your trust in us goes up. Your ability to feel safe goes up with us. And we become a better partner. In fact, in relationship, generally more love is generated, more intimacy, because that's a very intimate act for a man to trust the woman's full-faced upset and not flinch. Well, flinching maybe, but not running away. At least we practice, you won't flinch. But this is a powerful piece for men and women to learn about relationship. When man is upset, his usual option, the best thing he can do, is go outside and, like, you know, chop wood, or go in the workshop and, like, saw things up, or bang with a hammer. For men, physical exertion is great for venting out the emotional energy, and then he can communicate to his partner. By the way, this is a teaching point. I realize I'm doing a teaching point sideways. Okay, so I shared about women venting, men listening, and holding the space so they can vent and be free. And it builds the connection and the intimacy. When a woman listens to a man, or I should say when a woman sees a man upset, her encouragement to him to go vent somewhere else, not to avoid it, but for his freedom, because for a start, so women scrub the counters. That can work too. If you're in a relationship, though, letting a man have it, as it were, through him, so he's not taking it personally, but he's giving you the base to vent, can be actually more healing than scrubbing the countertops. But I say for a woman to deal with a man who's upset, because it's not right for a man to abuse a woman, ever. Absolutely ever. And I'm adamant about this. This is why I coach women so much. I want to build their strength. They don't deal with this crap anymore. But when a man's upset, his opportunity to go vent somewhere, whether it's going out and doing sports or physical exercise, or banging a hammer in a workshop, or doing something, or going to a punching bag, doing something outside to get the energy out, so then he can communicate with his partner healthily, so that when he's upset with something with her, he gets the energy off of it. Then he can communicate saying, I was upset when you did this because this is how I felt. That's a whole different level of communication than saying, you did this, and bang, 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 it's all upset. That is not healthy or constructive, and frankly, it's dangerous for women. So for men and women, you have options how to deal with your partners in a relationship. And it's a powerful piece of the learning of how do you communicate at a higher level so it's effective. Because, to be honest, and I didn't do this for many years, I was very clunky in my arguments in partnership. In fact, I left relationships over arguments. I didn't have tools or skills. Thankfully now I do, and I missed all those opportunities in the past to have great after, the makeup sex. I missed on that one completely. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But I want to say to you that the opportunity for women and men to have upset and deal with it constructively is transformational. It's a hugely powerful part of the language and communication that is missed most of the time. Because most people don't have skills for this. We weren't trained on this in school. To debate maybe, but not how to handle arguments and upset and distress. So let me read out this piece, because I'm realizing more and more as I say this, you need this in your life. And definitely for the replay viewers who want to watch this, if you're on your iPhone or Droid watching the replay, please tap the screen for hearts. I welcome the hearts. Because this is a powerful subject, and for a lot of people this is scary stuff. But if you want to raise the bar in how you communicate, right, it's true we're not trained on this. If you want to have effective communication, thank you for the hearts. If you want to have effective communication with your partner, raise the bar. Now, there's a whole other conversation about the positive communication. That's easier and pretty automatic about that. Although I said at the beginning about when you listen till they finish before you start responding, versus responding before they even finish the last word, because that's not effective. In the area of communication upset, because I realize that's where I'm going with this topic apparently, is when women are upset with a man, or I should say upset in a man's present, because 90% of women who are upset, it's 3/4 or 90% of what they're upset about isn't the man anyway. He's just the tipping point because you're intimate with him. And it's the intimacy that brings up the last piece of that upset that goes over the top. And when you are upset as a woman, our ability to hold space, not contain, just hold space, it's different. So we can let the upset come past us, and the man can hold the energy while she's upset and venting. The healthier the relationship will be, because she is allowing herself to be free, and she's trusting the man who's holding the space for her because he's not running away. And it's not reacting to her either, or trying to fix things. That's powerful, number one. Second part, as I mentioned again, is when a man is upset, so passionate about this being in schools, we should have learned this so late. I agree with you. That would be great to have in schools. And I got friends of mine who do parenting skills. This might be something I can teach in schools too. I haven't thought about that. But if you know of a place to bring this, I'm happy to bring this message out. So definitely, add to this conversation. Again, back to recapping again. For men, when you're upset, you don't take it out on your partner. Never take it out on your partner. Please. And a woman, it's like, strength to hold the space for him, but it's not the same. It's not the same framework in that structure, because men and women are different. Masculine and feminine polarity are different. So men, if you are upset, your first thing is to get the energy off. Blow it off, however you do that. Now, you can have angry sex. That's a different conversation. That's a different topic as well. But the concept of being really upset with your partner, and you have the passion that you feel like you want to go smack her, which I do not recommend or any of that stuff. Go get the energy out physically some other way. Exercise, punching bag, at the gym, hammer, destroy something in the garage, go, do something like that outside, then come back when you've got the energy off and communicate your upset feeling-wise with your partner in a way it's constructive. So if it comes back to the level of, I'm upset before because, when you said this, I felt this. That's a healthy communication. If you start saying, you did this and you're wrong, and you want to beat the shit out of it, that's not healthy at all. So I want to make sure you get this clear. It's such a good evening, sir. Good to have you back here again. So that was my 3 points I wanted to make. So you can watch the replay because I've gone through this a few times now, Garth. I did talk about some stuff I talked about in the share-a-thon, but this has actually gone deeper than that, about how men and women communicate and how they can have a constructive ability to share their upsets. Maybe we should title the scope that way. Well, whichever it is. Ladies and gents, please take these lessons into your life. Please incorporate this and be aware of this, both in your own relationships and when you see other people out there. If you share this knowledge with somebody else, even better. And please refer to my work. I am passionate about my work in this area of helping singles and couples in relationship. You've got my site in my bio. You can follow me on Periscope. You missed yours and a couple others as they kept getting kicked off. Yeah, I understand. As I was just sharing earlier, that Periscope's been a bit iffy yesterday and today. There's been some challenges with Periscope, I think. To be honest, they're hitting their upper limit, and they need to get more servers or more whatever it is to handle the bandwidth, because Periscope's growing, and the more it grows, the more room there needs to be for the data. Because Periscope's a big data usage with video. So, yeah, it's been okay over here in the States today, but it was really messed up yesterday. So maybe it's like moving across the planet. I don't know. All right, so since Garth, you joined us and some people are iffy, let's make sure I recap these again for you really clearly. The 3 points I covered, really simple. First point, again, if you just joined me, thanks for coming in. If you just joined me, by the way, if you're not already following me, please make sure you tap on the little guy in the corner of the screen, tap follow. And also please make sure that you are sharing this on Twitter and invite your followers on Periscope. And tap on the screen for hearts, please. Lots of hearts. Welcome back. Peri Tsunami? I don't think it was that. So reiterating one more time from the beginning. As I showed in my title, 2 ears, 1 mouth. We have the ability to listen better than we communicate, because we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more, almost like listen twice as much as you speak. That's a key way to live life, frankly. Because so many of us, and the challenge for me is being a teacher, it's easy to speak more. So my best skill as a coach is listening more than I speak. In any relationship, you listen more, you learn more, rather than speaking. So the more you listen, the better. So, and when you're listening, don't spend your time whilst they're talking formulating your answer. That is not listening. They're talking at you, not to you. If they're talking to you, listen to them. So that way when they finish talking, you can then construct your answer that basically responds to everything they said. That's healthier. Thank you, Garth. I appreciate you listening. That's great. So that was the first point. Second point was about upset and distress between men and women, which I sort of broke down and articulated in the scope. So I'll just recap quickly. If you want the whole explanation, please go back and watch it from the beginning, because I did cover this in the scope a couple of times since we're doing it. But in shorthand version, for a change. Thank you, Garth. I appreciate that. For men and women, when your partner is upset, men, when your woman is upset, and she needs to vent. And again, I meant this when she's upset once in a while, not every day, because if she's upset once every day, there's a whole different issue going on. But if she's upset because it's building up, and it just blows over the top, for a man, your healthiest option, your healthiest opportunity is to stay present. To not run away, or say, I'm going to get a beer, I'll come back when you're afraid you're healthier. If she's distressed and wants to vent about stuff that's just that things going on, you can have her call her girlfriends, that's okay. But if she's upset in the moment, blowing up, and needs to vent, if you can stay present, you're in trouble if she's upset with it. Exactly my point. That's the shit about it. You need to get the hell out or get some therapy. Or she needs to get some help. And maybe need some sort of mediation, because maybe something else will be going on a bit deeper than that. But if she's upset because something happened over the weekend that blew her up, or something at work that blew her up, you are her sounding board. You don't have to do anything. In fact, you don't want to do anything. You don't need to fix anything, solve any problems or anything else, unless she specifically asks you to. And usually happens after she's finished. But when she's venting, you stay present as if she's a hurricane, literally, or a gale force wind. Your job is to stay present and let her vent past you. Let it come over you. Doesn't take any personally, it won't stick to you, it's not your stuff, it's hers. And when you hold the space for her to vent and release and get it out of her system, she will find herself open, heal. You called? Oh, Gail. That was G-A-L-E, sorry, Gail. The storm in a way, yes, it is. It's like when your woman is upset, women, when you're upset with a man, our job is to stay present. You, Gail, like that one. You caught the name? Yes, of course. I didn't. I thought of that when I said it. It was like, oh, I meant Gail, G-A-L-E, not G-A-I-L. But anyway, fine. When you women are upset with upset and you want to vent, us men best role is to be present, not run away, not try to fix anything, just stay present. Let the vent come by, because one, you'll trust us more. Two, you'll feel safe and clear, and third, you'll feel a whole lot happier. I know you're always silly. That's fine. I know you're silly. I love you, Gail, for that. It's great. So again, key thing, that's a vital thing for men to do for women. Now, the other way around, when a man is upset, when we aren't allowed to vent, we can get ill. Absolutely, you can get sick, ill. Absolutely. Yes, I like silly. Especially from Gail. Not from you, Garth, but from Gail. Gail's way more fun to watch when she's silly than you are, just so you know. She's cute when she does that, so I like that. Garth, you're not so cute. My English friends over here, my Brits, well, Brits in general, because you're Scottish, Gail, I know. When a man is upset, as a man, your best role, when we aren't allowed to speak our truth, we get ill. Yes, you do. And not only that, it gets toxic in the relationship too. Because if you're bottled up, controlled, not only is it going to get yourself sick, you're going to make everything around you sick as well, which is not healthy for anybody. So that's what women, you need the opportunity to vent in a healthy, constructive way. And when you're with a man who can give you the space for that and the freedom to do that, you are so much lighter and healthier. Oh, you're half and half. Okay. I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that on the scope or any other communication for that reason. Exactly, toxic love. So women, when your man is upset, hopefully you've got some carpentry tools, something in the garage you can go to, or garage if you're English, or go for a run, or go to the gym, or do something to get physical exertion. Because for men, when we get upset, physical exertion is helpful. Because when we exert energy and force, it gives us a chance to vent that adrenaline, the energy, the upset out of our systems. Now, whatever is upsetting us, communication-wise, can still come out, but without all that toxic stuff on top of it, or underneath it, depending how you look at it. So women, when your man's upset, remind him to go, vent the energy somewhere first. Oh, I'm your uncle? Yeah, Bob's your uncle, not me. Then when you come home again, she can listen to you share what was upsetting you. And keys, again, in communication. When you're upset, speak from your own place. So what I'm saying that is, if you communicate with your partner and she asks you what's going wrong, and you as a guy, it's like you don't say you did this, you did that, you did this, except in the context of, when you did do that, I felt this. So the emphasis is on what you felt, not what she did, because you're not blaming what she did as right or wrong. You're owning what you had upset with. And it's true for both sides. You can do this in both ways. But when you own the communication of saying, I was upset by that experience, I'm not sure what's going on. And in fact, in the second part of the chapter heading, I said here, in chapter 15 of my book, which says there about he said, she said is pointless. Second part is, I feel, you feel, we feel, you both win. Remember who you are and why you love. That's the chapter I want to talk about in my book. And by the way, that's my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon as a physical book and Kindle book. It's also on my website, barryselby.com, as an ebook as well if you want it that way. But that's one of the principles I talk about. I am, as a PS, I am launching a 10-day, still working on the title, something like Love Rules Invitational versus a challenge on Monday. It's going to go for 2 weeks. If you're interested in that, particularly for the ladies, this one's coming up. It's going to be a free 10-day journey. I will post a link to my site. We can sign up for it. Probably tomorrow. I'm still working on the details of it. And it's going to go live on Monday. It'll be a teaching every day for 10 days. Well, every weekday for 10 days. You're going to get my book, have 2 to finish, then I'll get it. Cool. Well, this will be an audio by the end of the year is the plan too. Is it just a front and back cover? Is there content? There's a ton of content. Didn't you see chapter 15? I've got to find chapter 15 again. Let me just show you the, just since you're so questionable here. Here's a table of contents. There's a bunch of titles. That's only 2 pages out of 4 or 5 pages of contents. 6 pages of contents. So there. God, yeah, it's full of stuff. Almost 400 pages worth of stuff. So there. Well, there are note pages because ladies like to make notes in the book. The name of the book is 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. There you go, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon.com. Barry Selby is the author. That's me. See, it's me on the back. Ta-da! It is the #1 best-selling book on Kindle, and it's on physical book on Amazon, as also as a ebook on my website. Please go to my website and check out my stuff. I've got a bunch of videos and audios, and I'm starting the process slowly of adding my Catch archive of Periscopes into my blog. It's a bit clunky right now, I'm still sorting it out, but I'll eventually have a lot of videos up there too on my blog. I have online programs, I have private coaching, I'll help you get what you want in love and relationship if you're single. That's my work, my passion. Is it a workshop, open dialogue to share? Is what a workshop? I'm not sure what you're asking there. Night, Garth. Good to see you, my friend. Nephew or something you want to call me. No, Bob's your uncle. I'm not. Have a nice night. I'll see you on Scope tomorrow, I'm sure. Not sure what the other question was. So that's my points. If you just get on Scope late, please go back and watch it from the beginning because I cover a lot of turf. And the best part was probably towards the end before this, because that's the way it works sometimes. Thanks for watching. I'm going to sign off because I actually have to go do some errands now. It's 3:40 in the afternoon here, so I'm going to get before it gets dark because I want to get to see you into daylight. You're very welcome, Gail. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for sharing your friends. Yeah, we'll talk more as we go ahead because I know we overlap a lot, which is great. Good to see you, Gail. Take care of yourself. Have fun, folks. I'm going to sign off now. Oh, no, sorry, not a 10-day workshop. It's a 10-day Periscope free gift. Basically, if you sign up on my site, which I haven't got the link up, it'll be up tomorrow. Make sure you're following me on Periscope. That's the best way of doing it. If you're not following me on Periscope yet, please tap on the little guy in the corner. Follow me because I'll be announcing it probably tomorrow or Saturday, which will be coming up, and it'll be starting Monday. It'll be 10 days online through Periscope with a Facebook group. So wherever you are in the world, you can follow it. So it won't be a live workshop yet. Maybe down the road it will be. There's going to be 10 principles about love and relationships. Seven of those will be sections from my book. So I'll be teaching from my book, and I'll give people in the Facebook group access to certain parts of it so they can keep up to date with what's going on. All right? So, see you, Gail. Thank you everyone for following along. Thanks for joining the conversation. Please share this with your friends and followers, and share the replay with your friends and followers. It may just change their lives. And thanks for all the hearts. I will see you again. I might do a later on, a Periscope later on. We'll see, because all the craziness with Periscope might be an issue to talk about. I'll be back on tomorrow with my love scopes every day. Okay, great. Yes. It's not a workshop. It's 10 days of sharing, and there'll be some invitations at the back end. But yes, please, I'm glad you followed me. I will tell you about it. And by the way, you got an egg as your Periscope picture. Change it to something more like your personality, like who you are, your face or something. Eggs are not big things on Periscope. So just saying that. Thank you for watching. I'm going to sign off. I'm rambling now because I've been on Periscope for like 4 hours. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. And again, last option is my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. That's what we're sharing from, basically, 2 chapters from that. And you find it on Amazon's physical book and a Kindle book. And go to barryselby.com to find out all about me and my work. Time out? What was that for? I timed out? What do you mean, Gail? I didn't catch what you meant by that. Can you just explain for a moment what you said? Because I'm going, time out mean I should wait, or something else you were saying? You got me puzzled now. Oh, for you off Periscope. Now I got your point. Thank you, Gail. Yes, I'm taking time off Periscope. It's been a long day on it, and my phone's plugged into power because it's just we're drained completely before now, so I had to get it plugged in to keep it going. Yeah, well, it's only 4 o'clock, only 3:40 in the afternoon here. I know it's near midnight for you guys, but it's only 3:40. I'm just getting started. I've got the rest of my day to go. I got to get some errands, and I've got a phone calls to return because I haven't been able to return my phone calls because I've been on Periscope. So, chamomile tea. No, I'm going to go get a nice little cafe latte this afternoon just to pick myself back up. Get some sleep, Gail. I'll catch up with you later on, and I'll see you on Facebook or on Periscope. See you, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'm back on again tomorrow for my Love Scope, my daily teaching. This is one of them. And if you want to find the rest of my stuff, go to catch.me. This is my archives, by the way. I've got a ton of stuff. This is where I've got a ton of my scopes, catch.me/barryselby. Over 130 scopes out there now, of which there's about 95, 100 of them are love scopes. So if you want love relationships, there's a ton of teaching in there, all for free. My gift to you, what can I say? All right? So take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful night, morning, evening, wherever you're on the planet. Enjoy the replay. Tap on the screen if you're watching the replay, by the way. I appreciate the hearts, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye. Oh, you want to give a few more hearts at the last minute? Fine, I'll wait for a few seconds. I don't mind. The hearts are lovely. But you watch the replay and you tap hearts as many times as you want on the replay on your smartphone. And by the way, I'm seeing who's still here, who's actually active on here. Is that Patricia giving the hearts? Thank you. You gave me so many hearts. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it. All right. So I'm going to sign off now. And please watch the replay, share it with your friends and followers. This is a key teaching point, I know. All right? Take care. Bye. Oh, if you just joined me last minute, I'm sorry. I'm just finishing the scope. Please watch the replay. I am done with this one. Because I taught this thing like 3 times over, and I think it's time you guys watch the replay. I want to take a break and do some other stuff. Take care of yourselves. Have a fun day. And watch the replay. Thanks.